who's gonna be the Medici family and stand up and let me create more? Or do you wanna marginalize me till I'm out of my moment? Halfway. You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't got. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't been doing the education. You ain't been doing the education. You don't have the answers though, because you trying to give me advice about something. You ain't got the answer. You ain't spent $13 million of your own money trying to empower yourself.
Yes, but I spent hundreds of thousands
and it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. What's the name of your clothing line? We don't know. And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. What's the name of your clothing line? We don't know. Marginalize me till I'm out of my moment. Halfway. You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway. I've been doing this more than you. You ain't got. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't been doing the education. You ain't been doing the education. You don't have the answers though, because you trying to give me advice about something. You ain't got the answer. You ain't spent $13 million of your own money trying to empower yourself.
Yes, but I spent hundreds of thousands
and it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. What's the name of your clothing line? We don't know. And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. And it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph though. What's the name of your clothing line? We don't know.
What's the name of your blockchain? We don't know. It ain't Bitcoin level. Let me ask you this. It ain't Bitcoin. What's the name of it? We don't know, man. I love that little mix though. I once made an NFT, but I took it off. I don't know. I want to bring it back. But putting NFTs on other blockchains outside of Bitcoin sounds kind of stupid. So. But then releasing music on Bitcoin sounds very stupid. Shit sounds gated. So there ain't no answer yet. There ain't no answer. What up, y'all? I can barely hear you, dog. Oh, it's because of the music. That's fine. Da-da-da. Keep the music loud. Nah, not today. Today we're gonna keep the music down. What's up, y'all? What's the name of your clothing line? We don't know. It ain't Ralph. Hey, happy Black History Month. It's February 6th. The Black Inventor today is going to be myself as I invent some XENblocks. Let's fucking go. GPU equals true. Bow. Let me go ahead and double click over here. I'm working with RunPod because they got cheaper. They got the cheapest set of instances right now. World upside down. I can only get 8, so world upside down. Like, how did we end up back on RunPod? But I think there's actually there's other cryptos out there that have spawned. I don't know if it's the inspiration, but there are cryptos that have spawned P.o.P, GPU friendly, and it's catching on. Like, so now on Vast, it's actually hard to get GPUs at a good rate. This is an ongoing discovery every day, right? What we like to do, we like the T-flops to be around 245 in total for the stack of instances. That's how we might get a super block. We got unverified machines checked, and literally is $4.16 an hour for the T-flops that we'd be liking. I mean, granted, we're getting more gigs, but you know, there's no more T-flops into. Oh wait, let me make sure this is right. This is, yeah, pricing. Yep, it is what it is, man. Here, let's see if there's anything in 220. That's also a special one. I like the 220. So you go, yeah. I guess if you go down to the 220, you might find some more deals. Yeah, there we go. So there's some deals right there. This is actually a pretty good one. Fuck y'all. I can't show and tell, man. I gotta get some too, bro. It's actually really hard. As you can see, there's only 2 of these. So, and it's pretty, you gotta know what you're doing on Vast now to finesse it. Now everybody gotta learn how to finesse. So I went ahead, I came back to RunPod. Just set up an instance. Got 10,000 hashes. Hashing away. You feel me? Yes, sir. What's up, y'all? This your boy, Crypto Bruh, aka More World Peace, the DJ / producer / the Black Inventor of XENblocks. What? Nah, there's other ones. Shoutouts, buddy. And it was Zen Arcade from Africa. Dennis from Africa. You know, we in this bitch. What's up, y'all, though? Hey, what up, ADZ? What up, Rolando? Shaka Vibes. Wiggity wiggity. ETH Zen. ETH work. ETH proof of work Zen. What's up, dude? Pedro. Lita. Dank, of course. Mr. Great 86. I think that's how you say your name. Mr. Great 6. What up, though? Rich Energy. Zen Run. Are you saying run away now? Zen Energy? Or Rich Energy? What up, Mind, Body, and Crypto? My bro Tekken. Tree City West. Time to buy some cards on RunPod. Yeah, list them on Vast. Hey, that's hilarious. If that were a thing where we could figure out how to arbitrage GPU power, fuck, bro, that would be insane. Wow, the insanity. I mean, I saw Yosef. Let's jump into it. Let's just get right into the good today, because today is the day, as the title says. So start chatting with the homies. Yeah, man, X1 is real. Zen is seeing a very strong candle. The reason for this is because yesterday, Jack Levin pulls up mud on the tires, straight from the valley to the jet. Says heavyweights AI blockchain meeting in Silicon Valley. That was pretty funny. But meanwhile, guess he felt like he was dropping some bombs yesterday. So we actually got this news that came in, where you'll see here it says we're currently working on the X1 distribution game mechanism, which includes 30 Moon Party 30. I don't know why he broke it up like this, but yeah, Moon Party 30-day auctions where you compete for XN allocation while burning Zen with your Zen burn records. XenFT burn, get XN based on XenFT original power. And we will release test contracts to the community to try it first. So now this is right. This line right here actually is what made me go, oh shit. Like this means like if you're a validator right now on X1 chain testnet, this is a really big phrase here for us, because that means we're going to be testing moon parties on X1. So it's probably going to be on testnet, and I'm excited to finally get other summaries, real DAG summaries. Everything right now is just been inscription, or not inscriptions, but been the blocks mining on XENblocks. So it's going to be cool to see like new transactions come in of people actually just using the chain itself. And it's going to be also really cool for performance. So if you feel like your validator, you're not really into the times, again, if you haven't followed the channel, make sure you jump in, hit the subscribe button. My name is Crypto Bro, aka More World Peace. We've been talking about Zen since the crypts of the valley. We were in the crypt with the Zen. Fuck, it was scary down there. Doesn't feel like that anymore. To turn around, but it's expected. But on a technical, because yeah, we've been around, we could speak for this now. These times. So if this is a validator node information website for those that are running validators. If you feel like your time sucks, right? Like maybe you're this person at 51 milliseconds versus someone who's at 1 millisecond versus someone who's even closer to God. I don't know how many quantum speeds at that point. But yeah, if you want to speed up this situation for your personal self, it could be something, based on however you're hosting your node, but it's all about hardware. So the more or the best hardware gets the best uptime. And when we get these contracts coming to testnet, you'll be able to see what your uptime really looks like on the network when the network is choosing better connection and higher votes. And you might be running errors, you might be too slow, the network might push too fast. It's gonna be a really cool time to see that, right? See what that looks like. What does it look like to really decentralize a robust blockchain? Because again, we want it to be validators, but we don't want Solana, and that's the problem with Solana. One person fuck up the validation, and now they got to fork the chain, and it's down for 5 hours until it's back up, right? So, but yeah, so that was really cool to see. And then he said one pager to explain it all. So then this came out, which is XN distribution for Zenburn. So I mean, this is something we've already known about, which is Zen burn credits. Essentially, every time you burn a Zen, you get a credit. But it's already been documenting your burn. So like, for instance, let's just take some random address. Here on, this is XenPub. We'll take one from Ethereum. Here, we'll take number 1. The number 1 address on DBZen that has burned over $147,000 worth of Zen, which is equivalent to actually, let's just say 400 billion Zen. So this account has burned 400 billion Zen. Now you can do this too as well with your own address. Here in XenPub, they actually have a burn tracker. And you can come over here, you can enter in your address, hit submit, and it's gonna break down all of your burned participation in Zen. So this is on XenPub, right here in the track and calculator. Shout out to Yosef, buy this man a coffee, always. But right over here, you can check your track burns in. So like this is the number 1 burner on DBZen on Ethereum. And yeah, it looks like they be burning, bro. They be burning. But they've burned 5.6 billion Zen across the network, equivalent to this rate here. So that's one thing we still don't have. Don't get too horny yet. We don't know what the rates are looking like. This is just the explanation of what is a Zen credit, right? But this is actually hot gas, hot ass air, because we all already knew you're gonna get XEN for burning Zen. This is just now defining what the fuck the burn is. So it's kind of funny. Everybody's like, oh fuck, look, it's real. I'm like, man, you could believe anything you want to believe. Participating in Zen, and participating burners in Zen will have the option to boost their burns via buy and burn function voted by the community. Now this is the most exciting. Yeah, that's right. This is probably the most exciting feature of them all that I'm gonna say, like, basically what a monster Zen is gonna be. Like, if you don't have any mints coming out, I feel so fucking sorry for you, bro. I'm so sorry right now. Like, if you don't have any Zen mints coming out right now where you get to party for free, I hope you max mints in so you can do it later. All right, I feel like this is gonna be a cycle based idea because this happened at day 100. At day 100, everybody that did 100-day mints, it was actually up and you could sell. And we, you know, this was before people were, I think, real Zenians. We were just fucking with it. Like, it just was a good idea. And, you know, then DBZen came out and it just kept going for me. But like, yeah, like my March looks like this. You would think like, wow, the sell pressure, blah, blah, blah. But like, for me, it's just like, whoa, I was thinking about holding my Zen, but what if there is a lot of opportunity on X1 chain where, you know, selling the Zen is one thing, but the amount of doubles you can get for the free XEN on the other side, it's not free. Obviously, you had to make the Zen burn the Zen. But, you know, wagering however much you've put into the ecosystem and then the price of XN with the way that it's been structured now, right? Like all these mints that we created, like here, let's look at one. Let's look at this one. The way bag. Check this shit out. Yeah, so 413 days ago, December 20th, 2022. Man, that sounds so long ago. Whoo, we out here. But yeah, so this particular mint here that I made for $30 at 13 Gwei. So at the mint, it should be half. If it's still 13, like right now, I know that gas is still kind of trippy, but gas has been actually pretty okay. So if March comes around and we still have 13 Gwei, then this mint should be around $15 to $10 to claim. So, you know, whatever the Zen is inside of it, which is a 5-pack, you know, I'll be able to burn that towards something, and I didn't have to buy the Zen. I just had to mint it. Right. And we have the mints coming back into attention zone. Right. No one's been thinking about minting, and it's literally the proof is in the pudding. Right. Obviously, this burner that's burned for DBZen, they don't care about the technical ecosystem. It looks like they only really care about the DBZen ecosystem because they haven't burned much more outside of that. Right. They hauled ass into that dApp, but everywhere else, very subtle. So this is why, again, I can't wait to see the grand scheme of burn, right? We know how much is being burned. So technically you can also do your own math, right? So if we look at the burn dashboard for Ethereum, and this is, again, XenPub is your number one stop, bro. If you ain't comfortable with XenPub, you're fucking late. And it's just, that's where we are now. And so here, let's go ahead and turn off. So this is the liquid and staked. So liquid and staked is when you stake your Xen, it's burn. So stake Xen is burn, right? So there's a lot of Xen right now. 88% of the supply is technically liquid and staked. But where is, oh, I can't do it here. There used to be an overall burn dashboard. Where the fuck that at? Is that gone? Let me see it. Let me see it. I don't think it exists anymore. It was like the overall, everything all together burned up. Wah, wah, wah. Because that's what we're looking for. When we can put all the networks together and we can see what the grand, or I mean, you could do it with Ethereum, I guess. Because with ETH, that's where the most, so I guess, yeah, put all your attention on Ethereum. So with ETH, you get the majority of the burn. So burning on another chain, like a pulse chain, is more for the experience than it is saying I'm gonna gain from this, to be honest. Like you're crafting an experience of gain, but on Ethereum, that's where the processes will happen. That's where people will probably build for Xen further so that they can be that rail from Ethereum to X1 chain using classic Xen in a sense, right? Like ETH Xen will become classic as soon as Xen is live on X1. Just my personal belief. And damn it, I wish this was all added together, bruh. So I don't have to add it together in my head. That shit is hard as. Let's do this. Let's do this though. So we're just gonna do by billion. So I see, I'm just gonna round it up, 7, 2, 9. We'll just say 9.2. 9.2 trillion Xen has been burned in total. And right now the liquid supply is 69 trillion. That's funny. 69. Hey, another quantum number coming into existence. You see the 888 right there as well. Pretty nutty. So yeah, there's still a lot of Xen to be burned. And I mean, if you put your burn on that, that's kind of like how much you're gonna get from the overall like Genesis concept, right? I don't know how much is gonna go out there when it airdrops, whatever the fuck. But yeah, so we're learning about these rails, and this is what I think is important: is people can start exploring how they want to position themselves to burn their Xen, and the excitement from this idea has like pushed this stupid ass Xen price up 20% in 24 hours. And so yeah, maybe that probably was the double bottom there. And then I guess I was the bottom signal. It seems I was dedicated bottom without my own consent. It just was like, yo, Crypto Bro is the bottom. And it's like, I guess I'm the bottom, you know? I don't know what the fuck going on, but yeah, I guess everybody bought. But no, it was really the post. I didn't exit Xen or anything like that. I just made a tweet that you should maybe think about mining XEN. It's a good idea. What up, Rolando? Yeah, please smash the like button if you vibe. Damn, I forgot I started a vast instance paying for it. Oh, never mind. I never started up. Sad face. So when you see it like this, that typically means that there's something wrong with it. So I usually report the machine. That sucks. And yeah, that's what I mean. There's a lot of the cheaper machines right now to mine XENblocks are similar to this one, where you load it up and it doesn't work. And this one, I'm sad. I only got 6 days left. Hodling the shit out of this. Maybe I'll be able to find one in the future. looking at shit coins. But yeah, so Zen right now, strong green candle to the upside. Again, that happened because of this Jack Levin tweet of just a little bit of knowledge that we've already known. He's saying the same shit he's already said. So maybe, hey, let's throw some FUD in here because we want the price to go down. Maybe y'all are getting excited for shit he's already talked about. And everyone should calm down because you guys are all starting to realize how strong this is going to be. Right? I don't know. I don't know if anyone's going to stop now. This is the bottom that everybody that's in Zen has been waiting for when it's a constraint of release. People are going to not be able to release the Zen because it's going to push them so out of the position of the fair launch that they'll actually miss, right? Because again, the game is to continue to mint. So if you're someone who doesn't have any mints coming out in the next few months, right? If your mints aren't looking like this, maybe you should be max minting and starting, your 2025 to be similar to the next wave that comes into Zen. That's kind of like my interpretation of the constant growth, right? Every year it should actually grow in users because of the speculation on what it can be at the end, right? Like when you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is a fascinating object because when you read the white paper, it's just telling you a digital version of a non-custodial action, right? Again, there's no custody or there's no middleman, no counterparty risk. And it's, there in the white paper, it's just explaining the technical side of it, right? Like how we put it, timestamps on a block, and how we put those blocks in a formation and how we used 60 seconds in 10 minutes to like put it all together in a timed environment that as long as everyone believes on one ledger, it fucking goes, right? So Zen is going to have that weird speculation of there's no owner and it has time built into it. The time server is time itself, which is pretty cool compared to Bitcoin, which they didn't really do that. They did supply. So time is built into supply, and the last Bitcoin will be mined in 2000 or 2020 or 2140. So 2140 is when the last Bitcoin should be mined, and they're basically saying Bitcoin will be a trader's market where the fees, right, will be higher than mining. And that's what the collective brain of Bitcoin giga motherfuckers are trying to do right now. They're trying to disrupt fees so that we can get that ball moving and start that like now, right? Why wait until 2140 to focus on fees when we have it now in a tangible state? So insert ordinals, insert bloat into the ecosystem. And that's again why I believe Zen on all platforms has a purpose. So people will continuously discover, and everything leads back to max minting. Like if you want the lowest barrier of entry into the ecosystem, you might as well max mint as much as you can for the next 8 years and figure out a saving system. Saving system could be like staking, right? And you use Zen staking to your advantage, so you can stake some Zen in 1,000 days. There's other things like Phoenix, right? Burn your Zen into Phoenix. You get X1 chain XN token, and then you also get Phoenix, which you can stake for 7,777 days. Shout out to Joe Blau. So you see the whole ecosystem's here now. That's all we've been waiting for. The missing piece was the blockchain, and you can buy Zen now because it's a good buy because the bottom is the roughest thing to find. And I believe after this research that I've comprehended, and shout out to everyone that's been on the ride, what our bottoms will be is supply restraint by like the warehouse, right? You remember like in 2020 there was like a chip shortage because it was just like manufacturers were slow on chips, which was just slowing down all technology, slowing down car manufacturing, right? And the real problem is the warehouse doesn't have the necessary hardware. So we're going to have that same scenario in Xen, where the warehouse does not have the necessary hardware, and what is available is available. You're going to have to wait for time to play out, right? Because our time is built in to the into the Xen now. Now you see what I mean? Like, and this is real shit. Like, if you look at the Bitcoin white paper, bro, like, it's so apparent now. What up, Sun Station? What up, Dante? ADHD kicking in. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. I'm trying to keep it on a linear concept because all is related is where I'm getting. That's what I'm getting at. The stream of thought. You know. Actually, I was just chilling reading this yesterday because it came up. So that's why it's kind of fresh in my brain. And like, yeah, like when you look at the Bitcoin white paper, realistically, it's just kind of telling you, you know, we're going to connect some computers, but this is the software that the computers will comprehend to keep a chain of hashes together, right? So it is phenomenal because it's the first of its kind to really be introduced. You know, it's like moon shit introduced to humanity. Here we have this now. We can do this. And it's proof that you can do this. But I think the most significant thing in this Bitcoin white paper is this timestamp server, right? This solution was proposed. This solution proposed begins with a timestamp server, right? So what was it? The payee needs proof that the time at each transaction that the majority of the nodes agree it was the first received, right? That's like the power of Bitcoin, that all the nodes on the chain can say, yeah, that nonce or that transaction agree, like, or we all agree, we see the same. So that is the power of the blockchain, right? And if everyone agrees on one ledger going forward, no one can manipulate the next block coming in, because if it is, it'll be an attack and everyone will be like, what's going on? You know, similar to like people thinking ordinals were an attack on Bitcoin. Right? Consensus has to be reached and then we move forward. That's just the way the blockchain works. And like, in my opinion, this timestamp server is the real power of the Bitcoin blockchain, because it keeps time included in the hash, which is the utmost important thing of it all, because that's like a history book. Like, what if your history book had ADHD? That wouldn't work. So yeah, this timestamp server, if I had to implement it in a Xen aspect, that's our AMP. And that's why our AMP will always have curiosity, and it will always make people ponder what's going to happen when it goes down to zero. Similar to the timestamp server in a Bitcoin hash, allowing people to know time is progressing and people are using the network, and we're heading towards a future where Bitcoin is mined, right? That's the power of bitmaps. Bitmaps is attached to the time server. We are in Loki. No, I'm just kidding. If you haven't seen Loki, that's a really good fucking Disney Channel movie or show, whatever that shit is nowadays. I totally follow the train of thought. Shout out to Tekken. But yeah, so like, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Xen is really like Bitcoin, then if anything and everything is like Bitcoin, then timestamp server is something that everything has, which is like when it shows up. And then like the time going on from there, that's it. Like after that, it's true. All the stuff after it doesn't really matter, because then it's like, oh, we can do proof of work because now we can tell when you made a block because it's part of the block. The time is part of the block that you made the work. You know, then you insert the network, then you insert the internet, where it's like, okay, we know we have proof of time on the chain, on the server. So put in the TCPs so that everybody can comprehend that this shit is lit, and then they're going to connect their servers and download the blockchain, and it's going to keep going on and on and on. And right. So if you never read the Bitcoin white paper, what are you doing? This is literally telling you how every blockchain works And now that we've taken this journey with Zen, you can see where a lot of blockchains break, and I think it is the time server. Not a lot of people have been able to articulate this in an intuitive, innovative manner. And it should become easier now that it's starting to be discovered, right? I just said it for Zen. Zen's timestamp server is the AMP on all chains. And you could pick the value on which one you believe is going to be the best. Shit, you can buy all the Zen on one. You could be a Zen fanatic and just be like, I'm going to be one of the fucking owners of one of the shit chains. I'm going to be the biggest owner. Like, I don't know. Maybe there will be Zen fanatics. Who knows? If you're in the top 1,000 of the Zen holders, give me an X in the chat. Dioshan, you own all the wallets in the top 1,000. Everyone else is trying to get their bag. Actually, the homie brought up a really good point. He's bringing up a really good point, though. That's why he's doing that. How many holders are out there? No, damn well ain't nobody going to put an X. Oh, okay, we got one. Of course. The legend. But yeah, so like, if we look at the top 500 holders of Zen, bro, once you get to like right here, so from 200 to 500 is like a really good chunk of just hodlers. So from the top 200, that's like where the whale action really is, and that's at 36 billion Zen. So I'm super duper curious how many people are gonna mint Zen this upcoming spring, and like how many people are gonna be able, like, what is this gonna do? Like, is this gonna shift? Like, are a lot of these people gonna burn in the X1 chain? Like, are they gonna keep it and try to, play the AMP game? Because again, Zen has the time server, so technically, as long as everybody believes in Zen on any chain, it's a CRC20 token that's fairly launched, so it can always live that life, right? Regardless to the fact that there's X1, right? Because on X1, I think, at least for me, that's how Zen's gonna live. To me, it's like, oh, this is the Zen of Zen, but I'm still gonna have ETH Zen because it's like the classic. Here, let's look at all the Zens. Where's the motherfucking opportunity? I'm in the top 200. Jeez. Damn, 3X's? Not to. Yeah, P.Zen still crushing it. Still crushing it, man. Who knows? And that's what I mean. Like, for some people, Pulse Chain might be your classic Zen. You guys actually have classic Zen, so you got a closer relationship to it. And for some others, I think MZen's going to be a lot of people's classic Zen. Optimism for sure is going to be a lot of people's classic Zen. They're just going to be like over there. Especially like the AMP is faster, so the time server is faster over here, and that's the speculation. Shit, don't buy this. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Get out of here. Getting ideas. I'm getting ideas. Actually, Phantom Zen, I think, was the biggest gainer, right? Oh, B-Zen popping off, up 20% off the fucking news. Just a quick 20 piece. Look at all these Zens, bro. That's nuts. And another thing too is to think about, like, if Zen is really gonna be a powerful tool, right? Because X1 chain is robust, and it's competing against Solana, which had downtime today. And we also saw another fascinating thing that I posted on my X account, where someone else also discovered something similar to what we found. So this is funny. There's this dimension. I've never heard of it, but it's like a bridge called Dimension. And long story short, they had their mainnet went live, and then it went down, And the reason why it went down was because one of their validators had unstaked 34% of their delegated stake. And when we had the bug in X1 chain, this was the same exact bug where everybody was unstaking all crazy because we're just like trying to figure it out. And yeah, they were able to see that the chain was going, but it wasn't going, and it was like stopping because of the gas, like couldn't catch up to like the nodes. And it's just like a safety mechanism that's been built into consensus to make sure that it's safe. And it creates a deadlock in the chain when 33% of delegated coins are unstaked, right? And then the chain needs to be forked back into existence in order for it to get past that block. That's what Jack Levin and Fair Crypto are now working on. They're trying to figure out how to fix that bug. I guess they consider it a bug, so it is a bug. What they have done though is, on our team at least, again, like if you're team X1, what we've done is they've introduced some code into the nodes. They've injected code in the nodes so that if you're running old software, when there's a fork that happens or there's an upgrade that happens in the code to make sure that the validators are running good consensus, right? I think the hope is to get to a state where you don't have to update all the time, right? That's like the goal. But there could be, let's say XIPs, which would be X1 improvement protocol, right? An XIP comes up, somebody thinks of a cooler idea to help with the conditions of the chain. I think that will be a thing in the future too. You'll see a lot of XIPs come up where people are trying to help X1 be even more robust. But right now what Jack Levin and them have done is you'll see that there's a lot of offline nodes. So they've made it so that the validator nodes, they kick off bad nodes that are sending bad data. So that was the only way they could, I guess, make a workaround until they can figure out how to make it so that the basically the math makes sense for the system to be safe, right? That safe math shit. And deving is hard. It's hard. Blockchain is hard. But again, you want to find these things in testnet before you go to mainnet, right? It's like once your car breaks down, that shit broke forever. Then you can fix it. And if you really love that car, you'll understand it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not too sure about what this is. I didn't really look into it. I just saw that they had something similar to what X1 experienced. So now I think it's actually kind of funny that the post that I came across from this guy, Jake Lee, because he instantly shielded this thing called a decentralized staking infrastructure where people put like paid validators in the mix to try to save it from staking things like this. But that sounds kind of centralized to me. It sounds like if your chain needs a decentralized staking infrastructure, that you're kind of like wasting your time. Like just stay on Bitcoin. Like why do we need to build middleman servers in between you and my experience? That doesn't make any sense. Like we're trying to go decentralized, and now they're gonna be decentralizing. This shit don't make no sense to me. But I am grateful to see it come up on my timeline, because now I'm aware that this is something that might be normal in these forks going forward, since anyone can make a blockchain, right? Any blockchain can come out. I see 10 blockchains come out a day, and they probably all are going to suffer from this delicate issue because it seems to be a programmed concept that is, again, in there for consensus based control, in a sense, right? Like if you have 50 people controlling and one person wants to unstake and you make sure that they have to ping the network before they unstake, it's like you get to control that. But like when you have a freedom, like when you have like an open market node situation going on, which X1, I guess you can say, is the social experiment, where if this does work, like this is some new shit. Like there's no if, ands, and buts. There's no other blockchain out there that is also focused on making the validators scale and not do it shitty. Like where's this shit at? So yeah, I was over here looking at this because this Lisco is like another blockchain I was just doing some research on. And what Lisco does, let's see, like they sell like these little what do you call it? Damn. Cute website, but confusing tech. Well, they sell like these little like miner boxes. It's kind of like chai. But yeah, I guess they don't have I was looking earlier at their docs. Here, let's go here. But they have like these little boxes. Let me see if they're still for sale. Cowboy boots. Oh no. But yeah, they were like selling these miners where you can get this specific coin and you just had to up your miner. It's all just very gimmicky. That's all I'm saying. A lot of these miner things, they've always seemed gimmicky to me, and now like that again, like I'm kind of I've gotten this exposure. Like I've always looked at this shit, but I've never looked at this shit, and I don't know why it took Xen and X1 for me to finally give a fuck. And it's probably like the incentive, right? Going back to the Bitcoin white paper, that's like where we are now. Number 6, the incentive. We're like, I'm like, okay, if I put all this effort towards this hard thing, I should get something at the end, right? And what's cool is that every time I'm doing more research every day, I'm realizing how great of an opportunity this is to be on the ground level of X1 chain. Because, for instance, running a node on here on like Lisco or whatever, you get this little tiny box. And one, I don't really like these blockchains that are popped up, and they're using all of these clients similar to like how like Pulse Chain popped up, right? So I saw this on Pulse Chain. I was like, damn, this is weird. Now I'm seeing it everywhere. So I'm like, okay, this is the standard for when you fork ETH and you develop this environment where you think you're going to be the next Elon Musk of blockchains, right? And like, I don't think this is good for nodes. And I think this is why we've been stagnant in crypto, because the way that the new chains come out and get your attention to shill, to get some VCs some money, is not actually articulate in the architecture of helping us get to a better IoT, Internet of Things environment, right? 4 gig, like the way that this system requirements look, make X1 look like a fucking iPhone. This looks like an Android phone, and X1 now looks like an iPhone. You need 4 cores and 16 gigabytes of RAM. We're over here saying you might want to safety proof your shit at 64 cores. So some blockchains I think will be robust, and some will just be not necessarily gimmicks, but people trying to make a business, right? And they need you to turn on your nodes to help them sell this business, and you can get a cut, right? You're gonna get a cut whatever the fuck the token price is, but majority of them look like this. Oh, this one's actually up. Nice. But still $8. But I guess I'm hating. Shout out to them. I'm looking at this one because this is the guy who created the ERC20 standard. So this is his chain. ERC20 standard creator. He wants to make Lisco like a new creative economy, where he believes that creatives they need the Squarespace of blockchain. Like they're not gonna be wanting to be bare bone, like on the chain, learning about how to make it. And I think too many people think like this with blockchain, and that's again why it's so while we're moving into the future and all this new cool shit is coming out. where you have like people developing on Bitcoin and getting back to the basics. But again, you can do these type of things and chance them. So you need 32 ETH, which is like $260 to start mining. But it's such a low CPU thing that you would need to go hard, you know? And I don't know, man. Hopefully it'll boom off, right? So X1 has just taught me that like what we're doing is definitely a lot different of an approach to blockchain. On a larger scale of not necessarily scaling transactions, but it does look like maybe even Jack Levin approached this with like the idea of like let's scale the system. And I mean, he's coming from Google, so that makes a lot of sense. You know, I'm sure Google used a lot of our shit to scale themselves while they were in the middle. But blockchain is cooler because the incentive doesn't have to go through like an entity like Google. It can come from the blockchain, right? Google ads, in a sense, like, I mean, ads will always be around, but like that's like all that matters now, you know, Google ads. So yeah, they've centralized a lot of the different stuff, and I think he's just coming with a different approach of scaling the operations before scaling the users. And now like the users are getting excited. Zen price is cracking, you know, 23%. It's ridiculous. Yeah, man. Well, shout out to everybody that was in the trenches yesterday. Staking is fake. Just own your equity. Facts, man. Staking is very bad. I mean, there's so many people stuck in this world though of this, like chasing blockchains. Like that's why at least on my Twitter, I mean, shout out to anybody who's grinding. Like I get it. People got to grind. Some people have turned crypto into like, it's gone from ideology to like money in my pocket. I get it. So I might be a little bit more hardcore on my ideology, but yeah, I don't think shilling blockchains solve anything. Right. And that's why, again, I got interested in Zen because I can see from the white paper and from the Fair Crypto website that this is being articulated to a bigger idea. And now that I'm super deep in X1 chain, my comprehension is on 10,000 right now. And I think we can start sending, I think transactions are live right now on testnet. Let me send some Zen, let me send some shit to myself. What up, Royalty? You are the best, CP. I hope I meet you one day in the city. You're around the city? Yeah, man. I think actually I want to do a Zen meetup in New York, but like at a library. And then everybody bring their laptops and we'll all make X1 read-only nodes. And then you'll be ready to go whenever the fuck you decide to turn up. whenever you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to own some internet today. I'm going to go piss off my internet company. Internet companies do not want you to own a piece of the internet. That's a fact. Rat-a-tat-tat, that's a fact. Oh, let me go to the testnet. Unless he was saying that transfers were back because the testnet went down. And now the transfers are back because testnet is back up. Got a lot of shit up here. I got too much sauce. Let's look at this. My notes, not grossing mooch. Not mooch. Not mooch at all. Let's copy my address. Let's see. I got XEN on here or what? Or if I go to Hashhead, will it add XEN here? Shout out Street City West for Hashhead. Who would have known? Man, you better throw some ads on here. Get your ad money up, bro. I enjoy the sleek feel. Maybe actually I don't see them. Maybe you do have ads. I got ad blocker on mine too. I still rock the Brave browser. Gotta keep that ad blocker on. Let's see. Oh, this ad's like the only to XENblocks. Oh. Yeah. I don't know how to add it. Let me see. Okay. Let's see. Because if I can see if I can cancel. Oh, and add this in block network. Oh, so we don't have the contracts here. Wah, wah, wah. I know where they are, but that's going way too deep. In too deep. Cause yeah. So not yet. We're not there yet. Yeah, I guess we're not gonna speculate on what X1 is like just yet. Let's just be hyped and ready for this this next era, I guess, of burn and people understanding how they're gonna try to get in, right? Because again, this is already pre-existing information, everything down to the community burn shit he dropped. I was like, okay. Oh yeah, I guess here's a free tip. You want to get Zenmon. Make sure you import your mints into Zenmon, because on Zenmon you can check your XeNFTs. So let's see. Do I have a XeNFT here? I have one right here. So like what you can do is you can go to your XeNFTs and you can see how much oh, it's down here. So for instance, like this one right here. This one I can see how much Zen is inside of it and how much is gonna happen when it claims. So what Jack Levin's talking about right here when he's saying XenFT burns get XN based on XenFT or original power, he's talking about how much it's already accumulated inside of it, and you can just burn the XenFT. You can just burn the XenFT, and then you get that much Zen worth of the burn, the 912 versus the 1.1 million. Where, like, you know, if I were to go all the way to the end, and it's gonna be every 30 once every month. So I don't even really know how that works. I mean, never mind. I know how this works and what I'm trying to talk about. If your Zen mint were to end before the moon party, then you would need to claim it because you don't have it. So the moon party is really set for future Zen in your XenFT if it's not claimable, and then there'll be the auction side for anyone that burns their liquid Zen on that same day. So it'd be two different types of burn parties and one big moon party, right? So this is gonna probably delete though a lot of future Zen. This Zen burn here, because there's we're gonna have Mastodon. I think DB Zen said that that's like fully ready, and it's gonna be coming out this Friday. Yeah, so we got Mastodon Marketplace this Friday, Ethereum, Polygon, Avalanche, Binance, Smart Chain. And then you'll be able to buy XenFTs from here. And then you can also get XenFTs right now from, let's see, I think is it here? Maybe it's a script. Yosef got a lot of cool shit going on over here. Let's see. Zen Toolbox, BRC20s, XenFT, rarity finder. Oh, no, I think this one's just the one that tells you if there's any rare ones for the staking. That one's a pretty cool one though. Gas monitor. XenFT. Oh, that's just a dashboard. Ha. All right. Well, the other place you could do is Blur. Is a DAG really a blockchain, or is it? And what is consensus? Wait, are you asking if a DAG is a blockchain? A DAG is a data structure, so it is a blockchain, because when you look at the way like Bitcoin explains a blockchain, the data structure still has the time server, and the time server is how the blockchain is created. Because without that timestamp server, there couldn't be a blockchain, because time isn't connected. So that's what a blockchain is. This is a blockchain. Everything else is a technical piece to the master plan, because without the time, there would be no chain. But without the block, the item, the hash, time wouldn't matter, and so on and so on. So yeah, the DAG is just like a more. The DAG is what we need now. Like the block, this is 3G. The DAG is 5G, 6G, 7G, 8G. That's what that is. But yeah, I mean, yeah, this is the Bitcoin block white paper. We can use that now as a reference. But let's go to Blur. So on Blur, you can find XenFTs right now. I think it's the only place that sells them. XenFT. Yeah, so right now people are actively listing XenFTs on Blur. That's pretty cool. Somebody actually bought one. 0.1 for the Centurion. Well, we got an Apex for sale. Oh shit, I gotta connect my MetaMask. Well, darn it. Man, Blur wants all my deets. Damn, bro. But I'm glad that you can buy them here. I didn't know that. I wonder who's getting the. I don't really give a fuck, but yeah, who's getting the fees, bro? No. Remember when everybody was mad because they wanted Jack to give them the fees from the. I mean, that would have made a lot of sense. He sells NFTs on a platform and then you get the fees back. But that means anybody can make a XenFT and then take the fees that they get from the XenFT thing and put it back towards the Zen burn. So that's not a gigantic leap of, I don't know, exclusion. You know, oh, this is so exclusive, you know. So it's funny how people are really razzing them about that. So this one is a rare Apex, ends March 31st. You get it right now for 6.9 or 0.69 Ethereum. I don't know how much these cost to make right now. It's 33. Yeah, we're still like in a really weird zone. So that's why it's like when this is and I've always thought this too. I was like, what if we live in a world where the Zen world is actually what makes gas high? So now the rest of crypto is suffering because of Zen, because of the excitement of our time server and the AMP, and people comprehending like, oh, this is gonna go to zero in like 8 years, way faster than Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is 2021. Damn it, I can't even say it right. 2140, because it's so far outside of my lifetime. This is a lot more realistic, in my opinion, of like what is this crypto, or what can crypto be, you know? We won't have to wait and speculate like they're going to be doing with Bitcoin for so long. And again, why I'm full supporter of bitmaps connected to timestamp, time server life. Let's go. But yeah, man, choose your poison. We're gonna see where this goes. I don't know where it goes from here. What do you guys think? Did somebody say Mastronome? 0.037 October 17th, 2024. yo, do it from India. I like that price though. That meetup sounds cool. I'd be down. Yeah, man. Be a way to get everybody online. Actually, back I got that idea because when Linux was first coming out, people didn't know how to set it up. So one of the things that harnessed the community of Linux was having meetups just to set up Linux. So that's where the idea kind of spawned from, was like, oh, it'd be actually really cool to do this meetup just to teach people how to turn on a node, because it's just as simple as putting in a little bit of code. Now, the hardest part of making the node on any blockchain is just understanding how it works. Like, or not how like not necessarily how it works, but like what is talking? Like, what is the communication, right? Is it communicating in Go language? Is it communicating in C language? You know, like what you gotta, it gets pretty technical, but that's why I think we're getting to the world because of X1 where you won't need to know that type of shit. You just need to know what you need to download, right? It's just like, oh, what do I need to download on my computer so I can get it going? Because I think by the time we get with like Liscast or Lisco, where there's like a website where people can get on very easily, I think by the time we get there, you're going to be a little too late, right? That's when maybe VCs have entered into X1 and they're masking themselves as ways, like their mask is coming in the validator community. It's not coming outside of here, because this is where the money's to be made. Everybody wants to be a validator, right? The public is validating, but you don't have the block space. I've seen this on Postchain too, where there was one person that was like selling all their servers at a data center, and then that's like majority of the network was that one person. So I was like, oh, okay. And then I started looking at other blockchains, and it's kind of similar vibes. Seems like that's how you start your chain in this new future. If you don't have a decentralized validation core community, right? And again, our core validation community comes from the Zen world, from people who moved into XENblocks, and then they're just moving into validation. What a trip. You can do it too. Mind Bonnie and Crypto loves India. But yeah, man, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Go find your favorite Zen, because I think all these charts are looking crazy. This is the one I'm looking at the most though. If I had to pick one to look at, I'm looking at Matic. Phantom. Phantom hasn't had anything special happen to it yet. And this is what X1 is based on. So I feel like it's going to always be mysterious to people. Like when X1 is out and it's robust and whatnot, and people like look at the lineage and do the history, and then they're like, oh, a fork of Phantom. Like, oh, they have Zen on Phantom. Like, maybe I'll go over there. So, what I'm thinking is we don't know what the breakdown is of the burn. And one time he did say it would be based on market cap, but still very vague, because that's not like to say like market cap of the Zen or market cap of the overall blockchain, because then that becomes a little unfair, because then Avalanche would fly to the top, and everybody knows Avalanche is just like, you know, it just will fly to the top. It will surpass a lot of people who put in a lot of work on these smaller chains. And again, they don't have the liquidity and whatnot, because again, it's all community based. Everybody has to participate, but this participation I do think is in the market cap. So I think market cap fully diluted would be one of the best ways to do the slice and dice when we think of that 20%. And when you think of which chain you want to be the most, I mean, yeah, it's just like, which one? There's so many different ways we can think of this. But yeah, if it's this way, I think it's the fairest. And that will put Phantom right at number 4. And it's the sleeper price. It's cheap. It's the cheapest one out of everything. So yeah, like when you look at prices, Phantom shoots to the bottom. So I got my eye on this one. I think I'm gonna have to bet on one of these. I don't know which one you're gonna bet on. But one of these small, I mean, you could bet on them all, right? Because they all might just blow it up. Everybody in crypto is like trying to get part of the Zen effect. They're minting all on the bad chains. People are like max minting their life away on Binance chain, and it's like, oh no, man, you should do that on ETH, you know. Yeah. So I'm looking at that speculation. That's my biggest speculative Zen, Phantom Zen. Who will be top 1,000 holders after Zen claims? I don't know. That's why I'm like, man, I want to hold my Zen. I don't really want to burn it. I'm going to burn some of it, but we're going to see what these burn ratios are like. Maybe you don't have to burn a lot. No, I mean, that'd be kind of cool. Because then if you didn't have to burn a lot, then people would burn much more Zen. There'd be much more Zen in the furnace. Like if right now we think 100,000 Zen gets you 1 XEN or something. Like that's what my ratio is. It's like, what will 100,000 Zen be to 1 XEN? Right now, we know in proof of work land, like XENM is 1 to 10,000 or 1,000 XENM is 1 super block. And that's why like that ratio will be easy because it's 1,000 times harder in encryption to find the super block. So the relationship between Zen and XEN will kind of be in that difficulty mechanism of how hard is it to make on a certain chain. And again, I think different things play a factor. You have gas, that's 1, and then amp, that's 2, because maybe there is a chain like optimism where the amp is much lower and you can get gains faster. So it has an opposite effect of what the amp is supposed to do, which is like give you time to like get it right. So yeah, there's so many different ideas. That's why I know right now there's some people over there cheering, saying like, nah, you're getting into optimism Zen, because OP Zen is, regardless, even though it's close to ETH price, it has the lowest amp. Actually, let's look at the amp real quick. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, you got to pick what chain. How about you just be a top 1,000 in whatever chain you want to be in? That was my first thought at first. It's time to get lean. He got gas. I got a little bit of gas. Yeah, so 157 days left in the amp here. So the time is coming down very rapidly. 109 global rank, 109 million. 5 months since Genesis. I mean, hey, optimism is looking very optimistic right now. The low, like, let's see, 100. What's 100 and let's put a calendar date on this. We got to figure it out. All right. So Friday, July 12th. Damn, scary numbers in the house. What's that day looking like? 172. Got the power of the 10 right there. Let's put that on the chart. I think did I already put that there? No. July. Damn, son. That's gonna come by. It's gonna come really fast though, faster than we think. All right, so this is the amount of time we have right now before OP Zen has no more time server, in the idea of like amplified Zen, where you have this much time to get this much Zen because that's what's available. Yeah, so this could be really crazy, bro, and that's right in the middle of the summertime. And optimism is optimistic. Base is based on it. They have a lot of people using them as a way to build, and that's why, again, like I'm I think there's going to be a lot of chains that come out where it's really intended to get users, but it's all harnessed under the idea that they're already in Ethereum. They're already in Bitcoin, right? And it's just grabbing that market share and moving them into another VC camp. So Optimism is one of those camps where there's a lot of money behind it, and there could be some activity. And if Zen, again, becomes gridlock where it's hard to get, and people are like, it's even harder to get Optimisms in, then yeah, this is gonna go bananas because there's not enough of it. It's not gonna be made. It's not gonna have enough time to make enough. So I don't know, man. We're going up, then ranging, then we're going down, then ranging, and repeat till we 100x till next year. Man, I think so too. So right now the price is pretty stagnant, but again, gas is pretty high. Yeah, this is looking crazy, bro. I'm pretty sure this was the bottom on ETH, and if you're looking for op, you should be looking at the side chains. These are probably about to go next, man. Yeah, we're gonna leave it on that speculation. And you see, Phantom is already doing his boogie. I'm gonna get out of here. You'll know what's happening next. You already know where I'm going. Shopping on a side chain, man. Till tomorrow. Peace out. Stay zen.